record button. Shout out to the lady's voice who said recording in progress. I wouldn't be anywhere without her. Okay. Let's see. Don't say anything on here. All right, cool. All right, bet. So we're about to go ahead and get shaken with the bacon. So we don't see anything on the hard mind scan. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. The DeLorean. We got about 7 minutes. I almost had, oh, can't count. About 7 minutes until they possibly call out a new setup. Don't have anything right now. And she said I'm on my 5-minute break. Shout out to you. Okay, cool. So first thing we're about to do is we're about to go ahead and go over GBP USD, which is what we're currently in. There is another possible setup that I'm going to call out tonight, which is going to be NZD CAD. I feel pretty good about that. I was waiting for it to break below this low, but one thing I started figuring out is I would rather call out the trade early and then tell y'all to delete it later in the morning versus, say, for instance, this setup doesn't get to where I want it to get until like 4 o'clock in the morning. Obviously, probably none of y'all are going to be awake at 4 o'clock in the morning, so you're probably all going to miss out on the trade. So what I would rather do is call out the trade a little earlier than what I would like. So in the event that it does activate versus me calling it out later in the day, you take it right now. And worst case scenario, when you wake up in a few hours, you just see me say, hey, delete the trade I did. Versus you waking up and being like, damn, bro, this dude sent out the trade I did 4 o'clock in the morning. I was asleep. You feel me? So I'll be trying to look out for y'all, right? I'm a pretty nice guy, okay? Now with that being said, let's go ahead and go over GBP USD. Hopefully it doesn't hit our break even, but if it does, you know, we're not tripping because break even is there to protect us. It is not there to hurt us. Okay. Now, GBP USD, let's go ahead and go over the trade I did how I normally do. Let me go to a different data feed. GBP USD, I bet. All right, we're gonna pull up the Untitled Broker. All right, cool. Shout out to GBP USD. All right, bet. So let's go over GBP USD, right? I'm gonna tell y'all exactly why I took this setup so you guys can understand. I was gonna look for a big word to use, but I'm not gonna do that. I ain't trying to hurt myself. So GBP USD, you guys know from getting on my call, I usually break down my setups the exact same way every single time. Okay. So I'm gonna type this out. I pretty much have a 4-step, what I want to call it. I mean, the call is called 4 steps to freedom. So I can say 4 steps to taking a trade, right? 4 steps to taking a trade. Okay. Step number 1. Let me make this smaller. Step number 1. Okay. First thing I want to identify is the trend. Okay. I want to be able to identify the trend. Why? I think it's pretty self-explanatory if you know anything about these markets. The corniest, most generic thing you're ever going to hear in trading has nothing to do with Forex. It could be crypto, it could be the stock market, it could be the commodity market. It don't matter what it is. The trend is your friend. Okay. I'm pretty sure you've heard that more times than what you feel comfortable listening to. The trend is your friend. So understanding what the trend is going to help us, right? What's the next thing? My bias. What do I mean by my bias? My bias means what direction am I going to look to take the trade in? Yes, just because the trend is up doesn't actually mean I have to take a up. No, I take that back. Just because the trend is up doesn't mean I have to take a buy. Just because the trend is down doesn't mean I have to take a sell. My bias is going to be what direction I want to take the trade in, okay? Doesn't have to be the same direction that the trend is in, but it is my personal bias, right? What is number 3, right? Step number 3 is going to be exhaustion. I ain't gonna lie to you. I have no idea how to spell exhaustion, so don't nobody laugh. I think that's it. We ain't gonna worry about it because we know what I'm trying to say. Finally, it's gonna be divergence. Okay, divergence. Now, if you're on the call and you've been on the call a few times before, out of these 4 steps, can y'all tell me which one is my favorite? Y'all better know the answer to this. Can you put the steps in the Telegram chat? I got you. I got you. Oh, snap. Wait, oh, snap. Hold on. So if you guys are on the call, hold on. Yes, sir. I see, right? We already got one person that jumped the gun and answered the question. My favorite step is going to be goddamn divergence, right? If I could marry divergence, I would, but I can't because it's not a real thing, okay? That's neither here nor there, though, right? Divergence is going to be my favorite confirmation. That's the only word I can think of. My favorite confirmation in the market. So out of these 4 steps, divergence by far, okay, by far is my favorite. I don't have kids, But anybody that has kids, you're lying if you say you don't have a favorite kid. You're a liar. Now, obviously, you would never tell your children that, hey, Tony is my favorite, because that would hurt everybody else's feelings. But the truth is the truth, right? If you got more than one kid, one of them is going to be a little more favorited over the other, whether or not because they're a little more calm, they're a little nicer, right? Maybe they don't get in trouble at school as much as the other one. I have a favorite step, and I'm not trying to hide it from the other 3 steps because I don't care how they feel about it. It is what it is. My favorite is divergence, right? So out of these 4 steps, I usually go in the order that you are looking at. So first thing I'm finna look for is the trend, all right? So what we're finna identify is, we're about to identify the trends of the market, right? So let's go ahead and break this down real quick. So if I start from the highest point and come down to the lowest point, okay? We said that this market had a very aggressive move to the downside, okay? Pull back, drop, pull back, drop, pull back, drop, pull back, drop, okay? Then what did the market do? The market was like, you know what, Tyree? I'm about to break this structure, okay? I'm about to start working my way back up. But all in all, this is still technically a downtrend. Why do I say that? Because the market never, right? I ain't gonna say never. The market has yet to come back and break this last high before it started dropping down. And technically, what you could do is, if you pull out the Fibonacci, you feel me? Shout out to the Fib, right? You can see that this could actually just be a deep retracement to be able to have a continuation, which is what it looks like technically just happened. So if we actually focus in, right, on this 78% Fib level, notice how the market hit the 78%, reacted, gave us a very strong, aggressive, impulsive move to the downside, which would be considered what? A continuation of the trend. So guess what we just did? We just verified the trend of the market, which is a what? It's a downtrend, okay? Now, what is my bias, okay? My personal bias is also going to be, I'm looking for a sell, right? Why am I looking for a sell? Well, in order to answer that question, we now have to immediately go into step 3 and step 4. You see how fast we just went through all that? This is just how I trade. I'm not saying all y'all should be able to move this fast. It took me quite a bit of time to be able to get to this point to where I could just zoom. You feel me? So once I've identified the trend and my personal bias, I'm going to tell you why I got my bias, right? I'm not just trading with the trend because it's with the trend, because as I told you, so a lot of times I trade counter trend. I'm going to be honest with you. It happens though. So exhaustion and divergence. What the hell do I mean? What does Tyree mean by exhaustion and divergence? Okay. Let me break that down to you real quick, young blood. You feel me? Hold on. But before we do that, let's go ahead and look at this DeLorean and see if they caught out anything for your boy. For your boy. Nah. AUD-JPY. Nah. GBP-AUD. Nah. NZD Chef. I ain't gonna lie, I might go look at NZD Chef. NZD Chef, kind of 6. Gotta see if there's enough space on that thing. No, NZD Chef. Let's go look at NZD Chef real quick. 15-minute time frame. Give me 1 second. We will be back. 15. How do we got any space? Ain't got no goddamn space in that bitch. Ain't got no goddamn space in that bitch. Yeah, feel me? Yeah, we ain't gonna worry about that. All right, back to the previously scheduled program. Okay. All right, cool beans. So bet. All right. So if I go back to my indicator, right? Shout out to the RSI. So as you guys know, I like utilizing the RSI to be able to detect. All right, cool. To be able to detect the exhaustion and the divergence, right? So if we scoot on up, scoochy, right? Guess what I'm finna show y'all real quick. What I mean by whenever I say exhaustion, fairly simple, okay? So the dope thing about the RSI is going to be able to let you detect exhaustion. It doesn't mean that the market is instantly about to reverse. It just means that you can start looking for telltale signs that the market is about to reverse. Okay. What do I mean by that? See this white line? Anytime this white line escapes the purple box, it is a sign that the market in that given direction is showing signs of exhaustion. Whether or not it has become fully exhausted has yet to be seen. You just know it is getting exhausted, okay? So say, for instance, you're playing sports, right? You can tell whenever the other team is getting a little tired. It doesn't mean all the gas in the tank has been emptied, but you can tell it's like, oh, okay, he getting a little tired, right? Maybe he's not gonna play defense as hard as he was because he's tired. Maybe he's not gonna drive to the hole anymore. Maybe he might start selling for 3-point shots because he's tired. Doesn't mean all the gas is out the tank, but it means I'm now starting to see signs of exhaustion. So maybe I can now start taking advantage of that, right? So if the white line escapes the purple box to the upside, that means that the upside momentum is showing exhaustion. Vice versa. If it escapes to the downside, what does that mean? Downside momentum is showing exhaustion. So notice, right here, that lines up right here. The market showed exhaustion, bounced up. Notice again, right up in here, which is right here, market showed exhaustion, bounced up. Okay. Every instance is not going to obviously work out like this. And obviously these are 1 hour candles. So it looks like it happened quick, but this took quite a few hours, probably a couple of days for it to actually start moving like that, right? So what I can notice is if I'm looking to take a sell, I obviously want to be able to see the market escape to the upside, which I got right here with this gigantic impulsive move to the upside. So if I were to line this up with the trend line tool, right? Bam. So what I want you guys to notice is basically around the same time that the market ended up showing exhaustion, it also threw what? My favorite candle formation. What is that called? A goddamn engulfing candle. You feel me? Goddamn engulfing candle, right? Don't get too much better than that. So we got it. Bullish, take that back. Bearish engulfing candle. Big red candle engulfing the body of the green candle immediately to the left. This is one of the things that I noticed. Okay, so I saw exhaustion. I also saw a bearish engulfing candle, which is a good identifier that momentum might be getting ready to possibly move in that direction, right? Shout out to the engulfing candle. You feel me? Now, the next thing I do not actually have on this, so as far as divergence, I don't always get divergence on my setups. Whenever I do get it, it's nice, but I don't always get it. This is honestly one of those examples where I do not have it. So we're not actually going to be go over that. But the other thing I want to be able to show y'all as well too, which I'm going to start using on here to kind of help start priming y'all a little bit more, is going to be the goddamn TDIs, right? So I told y'all I don't use the TDI on this call as much because I just feel like it's a lot going on. It's probably going to be more confusing to teach versus y'all trying to understand it. So the RSI is way more straightforward. It's one line. TDI has multiple lines, right? You got the blue lines, you got the little red squiggly line, you got the green line, you got the yellow line, you got this red, and it's a lot, right? I don't always feel like explaining all this because it's a lot. So with that being said, the thing that y'all really need to understand is just like the RSI, right? This green line basically is the white line on the RSI. So the same way the white line on the RSI works is the same way this green line on the TDI works, okay? Now that purple box on the TDI, the purple box on the RSI is similar to this yellow line on the TDI. So how do I know that the extremes are being hit or the exhaustion is happening? Whenever that green line goes outside of that yellow line. So one more time. The same way the white line goes outside the purple box, that will be the same instance as the green line going outside the yellow line, okay? So why am I saying that? Because technically I use the TDI. I don't actually really use the RSI. Like I said, I just use that to teach y'all because it's easier. So what I actually noticed was, notice how this green line, right, ended up popping out of the extremes, okay? So whenever it broke that yellow dotted line, that means we are now in exhaustion. So the exhaustion, right, partnered with the engulfing candle, partnered with the downtrend, partnered with this reacting on the 78% of the fib, all of these are reasons why I got to the conclusion of, I think I want to sell this, okay? And like I said, all you're doing in the market is coming up with reasons that you feel confident to take the trade. Because at the end of the day, nothing is a guarantee. I can come up with all these confirmations and the market can be like, I don't give a damn about your confirmations. I'm finna go hit your stop loss, okay? Now, it's up to you to be able to understand, okay, was this a good trade? Was it a bad trade? Would I take it again if I see it? Would I pass it again if I see it? All the trades for the most part that I take outside of, me having some discipline lapses, which everybody does because you're human. Win, lose, or draw, I was confident in the trade before, during, and after. It is what it is, okay? This trade I did is no different. So The most important thing that y'all got to realize is all that mumbo jumbo I just explained doesn't mean anything if you don't know where the hell and when the hell you're actually going to get in and execute the trade. You can break all this shit down, but if you don't actually know when you're going to get in or where you're going to get in, none of this matters, right? You're just marking it up for the hell of marking it up. So I always break down to y'all. It's pretty straightforward for me on how I usually look to enter a trade. What's the first thing I usually do? So for the regulars, they already know what I'm about to do, right? First thing I like to do is look for the biggest candle on the highest time frame. Okay, when I say the biggest candle, I'm exclusively talking about the engulfing candle and or institutional candle, whatever the hell you might refer to it as, depending on who you learn from, how you were taught it, all that other stuff, right? We're just gonna say engulfing candle because that's way more known than institutional candle. Okay, so the thing I like to be able to do is I like to be able to utilize my fib 50%. What do I mean by that, right? You got the regular Fibonacci retracement, which y'all obviously saw me use earlier, which is going to be this right here. Okay. Where you got the 61, 71, 78, 6, 88, 6, right? Then you got the 50%. Basically, what this is I got rid of all those other fibs and I just left the 50%. Obviously, I gave it a little bit of color, a little bit of pizzazz. You feel me? But ultimately, what this is going to be, let me check the chart. Is this a bearish engulfing candle? Yes, it certainly is. Good question. And you answered your own question, so that's even better. Yep, it is a bearish engulfing candle, okay? So the 50% of an engulfing candle is going to be very significant. Why? Let me tell you, okay? Now, the reason why the 50% of a bearish engulfing candle is going to be very significant is because it's going to act as like a sweet spot, a soft spot, a ticklish spot, okay? This is going to be an area that acts as like the equilibrium, okay? So a lot of times, right, in simple form, after this candle actually closes, one thing people don't realize is do not try to guess an engulfing candle if the candle has not closed, okay? We've all done it. You're like, oh, it's an engulfing candle. The candle still got 30 minutes on it. But in your head, you're like, well, it looks like it's finna close. And then you mess around and get in the trade early. And then by the time the candle closes, it ain't engulfing no more, right? Think about if you try to hop in here, this candle didn't close, and then by the time it closes, this red candle pulls all the way back. It is no longer an engulfing candle if the candle does not close engulfing. So once this candle closes, in simple terms, one way you can look for an entry is you could just simply be like, you know what? I'm gonna wait to see if it gives me a retracement to that 50%, and then I'm gonna get in, right? That's one way to do it, okay? Now, the way that I've shown you guys how to do it, a little more technique to it, right? So the thing that I tell you guys is, even though it's gonna, I don't want to say hypocritical, it's gonna be funny because we actually did take the 50% on the setup, but I'm gonna tell you exactly why we did that. So normally what I recommend is mark up the 50%, and then this is what I would do. I usually tell y'all to draw an entry zone. So you're gonna take it from the opening to the 50%. Now, whenever I reference opening, hopefully you guys understand how bullish and bearish candles open and close. If you don't, a bullish candle opens from the bottom, closes at the top. A bearish candle opens from the top, closes at the bottom. Whenever you're looking at a bearish engulfing candle, right, the opening of the bearish engulfing candle is basically going to be based off of the smaller candle of the two. So if it's bearish, obviously the color of your candle may be different, but for this example, the green candle is going to be the candle that is being engulfed. So we're going to focus on the opening of that candle, and that would be where we start our entry zone from, work it up to the 50%, and this entire box is an entry zone. What does that mean? In simple terms, once this candle closes, any pullback into this zone, you could look for a rejection, or you could just sell it as soon as it gets in there, and then that can be a potential entry. Okay. Now, since you guys know how I get down, the way that I get down is I don't really do market execution. I ain't gonna say never because that wouldn't be true, but I rarely do market execution. Almost every single trade setup you go see me send out to my Telegram chat is gonna be a what? A pending order, not a buy stop, not a sell stop, but a buy limit and a sell limit. Okay. So obviously, if I was looking for a sell on this, this would have been a sell limit. Okay. So the next thing I want to be able to break down to you guys is going to be fairly simple. Okay. I'm gonna just let this play out because so I can show you all the example. Now, normally, I'm gonna show you guys normally how I find a setup. Example, right? Let me erase this. Normally how I find a setup is going to be like this right here. Actually, I forgot to talk about this. I'm actually go back over this. Because my brain went blank. It's been a lot going on over the past couple of days. We'll go over this after the fact, because this is really the only other thing we can talk about outside of me sending this out. Sorry, brain freeze. All right, let me get back before I get distracted. So on Euro GBP, right? The example of like what I was finna say is normally the way that I look for like my exact entry, I'm gonna show you guys an example, okay? So normally what I would do is, you know, I would take my fib from the low to the high for a buy, for a sell from the, let me actually find a sell. It'll make more sense versus me trying to explain a buy. Time frames just at 30. All right, cool. Nah, I ain't got shit else marked up either. I'm probably thinking too hard. It's not that big of a deal. Anyways, where I was gonna go with it, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna just go ahead and explain it on this one. Where I was gonna go with it is normally the way that I do it, whenever I'm looking for, damn, I ain't meant to do that. When I'm looking for a setup, okay, go back to the 1 hour. The way that I normally look for my entry is I'm usually, after I draw that entry zone, I'm gonna take my fib, right? My regular fib from the high to the low. Keep in mind when I say from the high to the low, at this point, right? Keep in mind this wick didn't happen whenever I sent out the trade. This happened within this 1 hour candle. But anyway, so what I would normally do is I would take my fib from the high to the low for a sell, and I would usually look for one of these fib levels to be within my entry zone. Okay. So normally the way that it works out is one of these fib levels is usually going to be within my entry zone. Reason why you don't see it there now is because the market hasn't really gone anywhere. So usually this market drops a little bit more, and then I have a deeper extension, which places these somewhere in my entry zone. So this is going to be one of those things that, like I said, for me, back testing, this is how I'm able to, kind of finesse different opportunities if it doesn't exactly work out the way that I want it to. My primary goal is to be able to look for an entry somewhere between the opening and the 50%. Keep in mind, yes, the market can pull back deeper than the 50%, but statistically speaking, it is not going to do that a lot. Okay, let me check the DeLorean, see if we got anything new. One new setup, NZD, JPY, it's a no-go. I don't trade exotics, GBP, JPY. Not crazy about it. NZD Chef, again, no. USD CAD. If it didn't have that damn EMA right there, that would actually look nice. I'm gonna go look at it. What did I say? USD CAD or NZD CAD? USD CAD. Nah, I don't like that wick right now. That EMA right there. Okay, back to the subject at hand, right? So normally, like I said, the way that I'm gonna do it is I want to be able to have one of these fib levels. I wish I had an example I could show y'all. I actually can. Let me just go. Let me just think of one of these setups off the top of my head. It'll be for a buy though, but the example is gonna be the same. 4 hour. Right here. Example, right? So let me break this down for a buy setup. The concept is the exact same for a sell. So let's say, for instance, I was looking at this candle for an opportunity, okay? So same way I would do it, I would start off by doing my 50%. Just so you guys see, the way that I look for my entries is the exact same on every single setup, because every setup is going to be based off an engulfing candle. Right? I'm going to do an entry zone from the opening to the 50%, okay? And then what I would normally do, notice how this market is already gone further. The one that I was showing you on GBP USD didn't really go anywhere. That's why the fib level didn't really come within the zone. So, and an example that normally is like this is what it would look like. So I can show you guys what it would look like since I don't currently have an example. Smart chart. All right, cool. So what you guys notice is what I was just explaining. Notice how we have 2 fib levels within my entry zone. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. So normally I would utilize one of these 2 fib levels to find my entry because, like I said, I want to find an entry between the opening and the 50%. Both of these are in my entry zone, which means both of these could be entries. This is not an entry. This is not an entry because they are outside of my entry zone. So reason why I brought all that up is, so if I go back to GBP USD now, right? Now this is going to make more sense. So this is the thing I ended up figuring out to where I was able to start finessing this, okay? So now obviously in this example, it would have pulled back deeper, so it could have benefited me. But like I said, I go off of data. The data shows me more times than not, the market is not going to go deeper than the 50%. And the situations that it does is easy to say after the fact, but I don't trade after the fact. I trade based off of what I've seen in real time more times than not, okay? So since I know that these are not entries that I want to take because I really don't want to look for an entry past the 50% outside of, you know, reducing my stop loss, which, like I said, my max stop loss is, I'll actually show y'all an example to where I'll show y'all 2 examples. So anyway, so what I'm going to do in this example, since because my fib levels are outside of my entry zone, I'm going to keep it simple. And I'm just simply going to enter out the 50%. Because remember, the 50% is as deep as I would like to see the market go. So if these fib levels go deeper than the 50%, I'm just going to generically go with the 50% for my entry. Let me get y'all to drop a 1 in the chat if that made sense. I know I'm kind of all over the place. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but let me get y'all to drop a 1 in the chat if that is making sense. Okay. So like I said, the 50% is usually going to be my maximum entry. So if for whatever reason my fib levels are deeper than the 50%, I'm just going to generically go with the 50% for my entry. I don't want to risk putting an entry up here, knowing that the market might not come this far back, and then I end up missing out on the whole trade. Okay. All right, cool. So I'm gonna show y'all another example, right? Notice where we are right now. You know, obviously the market is currently in profit. It's lit. It's dope. We are at break even, but I would like to be able to see the market drop a little deeper to take profit 1, which would be for a whopping, right? A whoppity doppity 60 pips. Okay. Now, other thing I want you guys to keep in mind too, if this trade gets hit at break even, do not be sad. If anything, be happy, right? Now you're like, why the hell would I be happy about it hitting break even? In most scenarios, you're not going to be mad. You're also not necessarily going to be jumping for joy, but there is an opportunity that the market, this is another entry. If you guys see, the market could possibly come up a little higher. I actually had this marked up literally from last week. As you can see, the 20th, if you look down at this gray box down here. And the market just kept dropping and never gave me the retracement. This possibly could be the retracement. So if the market does hit break even, in my opinion, it's going to work its way up to give us a better entry. That's going to give us a bigger drop. Obviously, I'd like to be able to get both of these. So hopefully, minimum, the market drops, hits take profit 1. I tell y'all all the time, once my take profit 1 gets hit, I don't literally mean this, but for the most part, I don't really give a damn what happens after that. Once take profit 1 gets hit, I know for a fact I've secured money, okay? And I've already paid myself from the trade. So if it hits break even at that point, I don't really care because I already got paid. Yeah, I would like it to hit all my targets. Does that usually happen? It doesn't really happen for anybody, okay? All your targets getting hit unless you have 1 target, it's usually not going to happen, right? Usually depend on TP1. After TP1, you kind of, it is what it is. So what I would like to see is at least hit TP1. After you hit TP1, if then you want to work your way up and give us the second entry, that's cool because now we've officially double dipped. You feel me? Don't none of y'all be double dipping because that's nasty. It's COVID out here. So we ain't going to get into all that. But anyways, though, right? That's what I would like to see. Take profit 1. After take profit 1, I really don't give a damn what the hell this thing decides to do because I know we have another entry opportunity up here that's going to give us a bigger drop. You feel me? What is TP1 again? Whenever you ask what it is, are you asking like the meaning of it or are you asking like what are the parameters for TP1? Just so I can verify. Is it raining outside? Let me see. Boy, goddamn, it is. No, it's not raining. No, it is raining outside. Damn. All right, let me check the chat. The meaning. So let me be honest with you. If you don't know what TP1 is, I'm assuming that you are new, which is not a bad thing. This is not meant to call you out, but what I would definitely recommend is please tap into my YouTube channel. If you do not have access to my YouTube channel, here's a perfect reason for me to be able to go ahead and give it to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and answer your question. But yeah, definitely tap into my YouTube channel. I'm not going to act like these calls are 100% beginner friendly because I would be lying. But like I said, I do like answering questions. So TP basically stands for take profit, right? Take profit essentially. So it's kind of self-explanatory, like when you hear the word take profit. So it basically means whenever the market goes a certain amount of pips or points in your direction, you want to have areas that you're looking for it to go so that you know whenever it's time to take money. Example, if you're at the casino and you're like, okay, I know I want to make $1,000 and I want to walk, that would be like a take profit. You know, you're looking for a certain goal before you take some money off the table. Okay, so a take profit is just a visual identifier of where I would like to see the market go before I take some money off the table. Let me know if that answered your question. Let me know if that answered your question. All right, perfect. All right. And also, like I said, please keep in mind, I'm not like other people. Some people like to, be funny and shit like that. I'm not here to make any of y'all feel stupid, so I would never do that. But like I said, I don't want to, what I'm saying, act like I'm 100% a beginner, for like the Zoom calls and stuff like that. But don't be shy to ask questions. I'm glad that you asked the question. I'm glad I was able to answer it. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask. This is not a call to make you feel stupid. It's not a call to make you feel dumb. It is a call to educate you. But as I'm referencing that, definitely make sure you tap into my YouTube channel because I do have a lot of information and reasons like what you're asking is exactly why I did this YouTube channel, which I'm gonna drop in the chat so that you can follow. I actually plan on, and I'm glad that you actually asked this question because this kind of goes into like I said, the purpose of my YouTube channel. The purpose of my YouTube channel is to be able to help people that know nothing about trading, not to become experts because obviously I'll be lying, but to be able to get to at least like intermediate. So I do intend on making playlists. So what I would do for the person that's asking the question, okay? Also, I'm going to make sure I drop my Telegram link in the chat. And this is what I would like you to do. So I do these calls every single night, Monday through Friday for the most part. I also drop my Telegram link. So what I would like you to do, okay? Whenever you go into my Telegram, if you are not already in my Telegram or whenever you get into my Telegram, which I dropped the link in the Zoom chat, go to where it says pinned message, okay? Now, what I want you to do is over the course of the next couple weeks, I'm not going to act like everything that I'm about to explain is already here because it is not. Over the course of the next couple weeks, keep checking the pin message, okay? The pin message will start upgrading. What I will eventually have on here is playlists breaking down everything. I'm literally going to have a playlist talking about, terms. So like, what does take profit mean? What does break even mean? What does this mean? What does that mean? Going to have a playlist teaching you how to set up a broker, teaching you how to take trades, teach you how to manage trades, teach you risk management. So literally for the person asking the questions, this is exactly why I created my YouTube channel so I can actually help y'all. It's also why I created my Telegram so I can help y'all because I want people to be more educated. And I want to be the most detailed person speaking on Forex on YouTube just because most people only put so much information on there for obvious reasons I'm not going to name. If you know, you know. But I don't want to be one of those people. I want to give out as much free value as possible because I mean, that's how you get people to trust you. You give out a lot of free value and stuff like that. So, like I said, definitely I appreciate you for asking your question. Do not feel shy to ask questions because nobody knows anything before they know something. So shout out to you. All right, with that being said, yeah, so at this point, I really just want to see if this can go hit take profit, which by the way, I'm about to go ahead and set an alert. One thing I'll be telling y'all all the time, please, y'all, if y'all are on this call and y'all take any of my, it don't have nothing to do with my trades. Anybody's trades that you take, even your own, stop being cheap, okay? Trust me, I'm the king of cheap. I've never had any shame in being cheap. Everybody that's ever known Tyree Samuels will tell you Tyree Samuels is cheap. So trust me, I know a little something about something that's got to do with saving a little bit of something if you catch my drift. With that being said, you need to at minimum upgrade to the $15 version of TradingView, okay? Stop doing the free one, okay? A lot of y'all got the free version. A lot of the educators even got the free version. Shame on them. Please get the paid version of TradingView, $15 minimum. Why? Because you're going to get 20 alerts. Why do you need these alerts? You check your phone every 5 minutes and the market ain't went no goddamn where. You don't get tired of that? You don't get tired of checking your phone every other minute, realizing the market ain't done shit? It's like, bro, it's on a 1 hour time frame. If you checking it every 5 minutes, you ain't even giving the market a goddamn chance to do nothing. You feel me? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh my God. Appreciate you. So the purpose of the TradingView alerts, which I have a YouTube video for, I have a YouTube video for damn near everything. The TradingView alerts makes it to where you do not have to constantly check your phone. So what I do is I set 2 alerts usually. I'm gonna set an alert for whenever the sell limit or buy limit activates. Once it activates, I'm gonna set an alert for the take profit being hit. I also set an alert for break even. So I don't know if y'all know. Look, I'm gonna give y'all an example. I should have took a screenshot of it, but I didn't. So whenever I sent out adjust your stop loss to break even, guess what? I had set an alert. I literally set an alert and typed out adjust stop loss to break even. So whenever the market hit in a certain place, I don't have to keep checking my phone. I'm gonna naturally get a text message format alert from TradingView, the app, saying adjust your stop loss to break even. And at that point, all I gotta do is literally follow the instructions. I don't have to keep going back checking, keep going back checking. So this is what I'm gonna do, right? I just set the entry, right, for my TP1. Now I'm about to type a message. So whenever I get the message, I know what it's for. If you don't type a message, you're probably gonna forget what the hell the alert is for, to be honest with you, especially if you're taking multiple trades. So this is all I'm gonna do. TP1 hit. That's it. So guess what? As soon as the market, God willing, hits this area, I'm gonna get an alert on my laptop and on my cell phone saying TP1 got hit. And guess what? At that point, it is on and popping because we just officially got paid. You feel me? Now, I've pretty much beaten GBP USD. What is it? What's the term called? Beaten how the hell you said? Beat the dead horse? Some shit like that. I don't know the whole thing. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So I pretty much beat that thing to death. So I'm tired of talking about that. So like I said, we just go wait to see if the market keep going in our favor. Now let's go to Euro GBP. Now, one thing I want to tell y'all about Euro GBP is going to be really important. I'm gonna give y'all some homework for tonight because a lot of people do not properly apply this in Forex. I feel like I'm one of the few people that applies this to the T. A lot of people tend to ignore it. Once I get y'all on the information, y'all are gonna start realizing, wait, they're not actually trading this pair in the right time of day. I don't know if that's gonna work out for them, right? So look, peep this, right? Session times, okay? Where is it? Best times to trade Forex. I recommend every single one of y'all watch this video if you have not watched this video. This is, I guarantee, this might be one of the most pivotal things in all of Forex as to why you may or may not be successful. You don't even know what's the right time of day to take a trade. You trade any goddamn time of the day, not realizing every time of the day based off the currency pair doesn't make sense. Okay? It doesn't make sense. So look, literally this graphic right here, please watch the whole video. Don't just look at this little screenshot and then just be like, all I need is a screenshot. You need to watch the video because I'm breaking everything down to specific detail, okay? This is back in the day when I was making Canva presentations and I was like, I ain't got time for that. I'm just gonna do the raw YouTube video. Making them Canvas. I'm old school. I always was trash at PowerPoints. I used to hate doing PowerPoints in school. Canva reminds me of a PowerPoint. It's a lot easier than using actual PowerPoint software, but I'm sorry, I'm going into a whole tangent. I get anxiety thinking about doing PowerPoints. Anyways, though, do we have anything good on the DeLorean? We do not. All right, back to the action. So one thing I wanted to be able to talk about, I broke this trade idea down. How long ago? This is like a couple days ago. I think this is only my second call I've done this week. So this is like a couple days ago, right? Where I'm going with this is this trade idea, what I forgot to tell y'all, right? This trade idea is technically invalid. I'm gonna tell you why. So even though, look at it, you're probably like, well, Tyree, you know, it hit entry, gave a nice entry, bounced back, it might be getting ready to go. All that is fine and dandy, okay? What if I were to tell you that I would have passed up this trade 100% based off the time of day? Okay, let's start back from the beginning. So we are currently looking at Euro GBP. Okay, this is a learning lesson, right? Everything I'm telling you, I'm not just saying it. I've back tested it. What does back testing mean? I put in a lot of time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears, lost a lot of money, lost a lot of trades to be able to form the data to be like, you know what? This doesn't work that often. Let me just stop doing it. That's how trading is. Whenever you realize, okay, you know what? Every time I trade this currency pair, more times than not, I lose. So instead of keep trying to trade this pair, maybe I should just stop trading it. That's how trading works. If you notice something ain't working, just stop fucking doing it. Straight up. Don't force it. Just stop doing it. So time of day, Euro GBP, right? Let's make this big. For time zone you're in, I'm central. So that would be 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. So that means you have an 8-hour window that you really want to be looking. Shut up, shit. All right, cool. All right, bet. So look, time of day. The best time of day to trade is 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern. I want y'all to remember I said that. Shout out to Tyrone. Shout out to Patrick Kenny. They're the ones that gave me this time span. But to be honest with you, It is the best time span. It don't have nothing to do with the DeLorean strategy. It's just the best time span. 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central. That's going to be me. 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern, depending on where you live. If you're Midwest, if you're, what is it? I don't know the other time spans. I'm going to hurt myself trying. But y'all know what I'm referencing. Just figure out what your time's on this. But 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern, right? The sessions, I'm going to be honest with you. The Sydney session really doesn't even mean anything. Why do I say that? Nobody independently trades the Sydney session. The only way you're trading the Sydney session is if it is crossing over the Asian session. That's just honest. You ain't gonna never hear nobody saying, yeah, bro, I love the Sydney session. That is cap. People that live in Sydney, Australia, don't even like the goddamn Sydney session, right? That says a lot. Think about that. You live in Sydney and you like, bro, you trade the Sydney. Hell, I was gonna try to be disrespectful and do like an Australian accent. I ain't gonna do that. Anyway, so they don't even like trading the Sydney session. You feel me? So we really gonna focus on Asian, London, and New York. Reason why I'm bringing this up is, remember, we are trading Euro GBP. Okay, let's break this down real quick, right? Euro GBP, if we look at the currencies, I literally gave you guys what session each currency is best to trade in along with the time zone. Okay. The Asian session, the best pairs to trade is AUD, NZD, and JPY. Okay. Keep in mind, you only need one of these pairs within the proper time zone for it to be valid. You don't need AUD and NZD to trade in the Asian. You just need one of the two, one of the three. Okay. So it could be Euro AUD, right? Euro is a London session pair, but if you're trading Euro AUD in the Asian session, it's valid because AUD is an Asian session, right? So we're trading Euro GBP. Euro GBP is 100% a London session pair, right? London session is 3 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern. Central time, 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern. Remember what I just said. Let me get y'all to drop in the chat, right? It is, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to confuse y'all. Anyways, though, 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern, right? Central. I'm Central time. Remember that. 10 a.m. Central time. Now, drop in the chat. Central time. What time does the London session end? Drop it in the chat. Central time. What time does the London session end Central time? Literally just gave y'all the answer multiple times. Let me see who's paying attention. Okay. Look alive. Look alive. Right. I know it's a little late. Look alive. Right. What time Central does the London session close? We got one person that says something, right? Anybody else? And don't just piggyback. Don't say 10 a.m. if you don't think it's 10 a.m. Give me the answer that you think it is, right? I need more than one person. We got 9 people on the call. I only got one answer, right? Central time, remember. So it is going to be 10 a.m., okay? 10 a.m. Central, right? I'm Central. So instead of 3 a.m. to 11 a.m., I'm 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. Remember, 10 a.m. Just keep in your head, okay, Tyree keeps saying 10 a.m. Why does he keep saying it? I'm going to show you, okay? So if I know the London session ends at 10 a.m., let me ask you a simple question. It is not a trick question. Do you think it makes sense to trade a London session pair if the London session is not active? Yes or no? Simple question. Do you think it makes sense to trade a London session pair if the London session is not currently active? We only got 2 people answering. I know it's more people on the call. Let's get some participation, right? Y'all remember the kids in school that never used to raise their hand? They used to fail. All the people that pass in class is the ones raising their hand, asking a million questions. And you're like, God damn, this dude asks a lot of questions. God damn, this dude passing every test. You feel me? Let's get a couple more people participating, right? Don't be shy. I don't bite. You feel me? All right, cool, right? Cool. Just want a little bit of participation. Now, let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes, as they say, right? The meat and potatoes. Remember, looking for the opportunities to take 10 a.m. Central is when the London session ends. I'm about to break this down so simple. This is like the fly shit I've ever heard. Shout out to Dr. Spiller. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said, I'm gonna make this so easy. You're gonna need somebody's help I'm gonna make this so easy. You're gonna need somebody to help you to not get it. Some shit like that. I was like, bro, I ain't never heard no shit like that before. I'm gonna make it so easy. You're gonna need somebody to help you not get it. Think about that. Damn, I need somebody to help me not understand it because he broke it down so goddamn good. That's crazy. But peep this, right? I'm down on the 5-minute time frame. I just want y'all to answer a question for me, right? What we're looking at, okay, is going to be this yellow line. What this yellow line represents is the entry for the trade idea. What this vertical line represents is the first candle that would have initially hit the entry. Type in the chat, what time do you see in this yellow box right here? It says February 1st, 2022. What time do you see in the chat? Drop it in the chat for me. What time do you see right here? So if you look right here where my arrow is, what time do you see right here? Type it in the chat, right? Let me get y'all to answer that for me. So if you see my arrow, look at my arrow, right? Follow my arrow right here in this yellow box. What time do you see right here? Type it in the chat. Okay. Let's get more than 2 people, right? Let's get more than 2 people. Participation. You feel me? If I'm making a trade, I'm gonna make it and sing it, right? We go get it. It don't matter how we go get it. We go get it. You feel me? All right, cool. 10:50. Now, remember, type in the chat. What time does the London session end? Central time. Type in the chat. I want to make sure that y'all get it. I want to make sure it click. What time does the London session end? Central time. Type in the chat. 10 a.m. Let me ask you a question. All right. Some of y'all probably already got the moment. You like, God damn, that boy Tyree is on to something. You feel me? If the trade would not have activated until 10:50 a.m. and you know that the London session ends at 10 a.m., would this have been a good idea to take this trade? Yes or no? Answer the question for me. If you know the trade would not have activated until 10:50 a.m., but you know the session ends at 10 a.m., would have been a good idea to take this trade? Yes or no? Right? Good job. The answer is no. You would have been 50 minutes too late. We can go down to the 1 minute, see exactly when it happened. Let's see. Even though I don't need to do all that, we can get down to the nitty gritty. You feel me? The nitty gritty. Damn. I don't even know if I can, okay. So literally the exact minute was about basically right there. 10:53 a.m. exactly on the dot is whenever this trade would have activated. 53 minutes past the time that would have made sense. Ladies and gentlemen, these are things that you could be taking advantage of in your trading. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Does it mean that every time you take a trade outside of the session, it's going to result in a loss? No, that's not what it means at all. It is going to be set up so where you're going to pass it up because it doesn't happen at the right time of day, and it's still going to go in your favor. But guess what? We don't trade based off of what we see after the fact. We trade based off of what we know statistically is going to help us more than it's going to hurt us. So let me be here to tell you, you paying attention to the time and passing up the trade, if it is not falling in the right time, it's going to benefit you more than it's going to hurt you. More times than not, you're going to be like, man, I avoided hitting stop loss because I did not take the trade knowing it was not in the right time of day to take the trade. It's going to be very rare that you're going to be like, oh man, I passed up the trade because it was the wrong time of day. Oh, I should have took it because it went in my direction. Don't think like that. Don't think like, oh, I should have did it. No, if you didn't do it in real time based off of things that actually make sense, don't say I should have did it because of what you saw happen after the fact. That after the fact shit will fuck you up. Don't be the, oh, because I saw it happen after the fact. Fuck all that, right? You made the decision in real time based off of things that you've seen happen time and time again. Yes, I've seen setups to where it's like, man, it actually went in my direction. But I wasn't mad because like, I wouldn't have taken the trade in the first place because it doesn't follow my rules. Type a 1 in the chat if you learned something tonight, right? Because the call about to be open. Type a 1 in the chat if you learned something tonight. You feel me? I'm over here dropping jewels, gems, all type of shit, right? I ain't lying to you. I ain't lying to you, right? Because I'll be honest with you. That goddamn time of day can make you or shit, it can break you, okay? It can make you or it can break you, goddamn. All right, so we still waiting on to see what GBP USD gonna do. Like I said, it's either gonna hit break even or it's gonna keep dropping in our favor. Either way, I'm not really tripping because we're not going to lose money. That's what I do know because we're break even. Last thing, so I already broke down Euro GBP. Keep in mind, this was a trade I also sent in my chat. This is still an original trade I did. This was like a re-entry. This is the original trade I did from up here. So it is currently in slight profit. Still holding this. So, this trade still could still be profitable. But as far as the re-entry, I personally passed on the re-entry based off of what I explained to y'all, but I am still in the original entry. So it's still a valid trade. We'll keep updated with that, as the week goes and so on and so forth, however long that takes. Final thing before I get ready to hop off and get on this goddamn John Dollar and Rob Kumar. Y'all know how I do. What was I looking at? The freaking NZD CAD. Yeah, I'm not gonna send out NZD CAD. This joint look like it's gonna take off. So if anything, like I said, unfortunately, y'all might be asleep. If it does, it don't look like it's gonna pull back tonight, if anything. So at this point, what I really want to be able to see before I actually call this out is I want to see it break this low. Because if it doesn't break this low, we're probably just gonna put it into deleting anyway. And in the way that it's currently moving up aggressively with this bullish engulfing candle on the 1 hour, it's probably just gonna keep going. If it does come back, it's probably not gonna happen tonight. So I'm not gonna worry about breaking this down or going over it or anything like that. Before I get off, I will scan the market to see if there's anything of relevance. Let's see. I don't think there's anything. There was one more thing I wanted to break down, but won't have any time. I'll break it down tomorrow. It'll be GBP NZD. GBP NZD looks extremely similar. It was a trade I personally took myself. It looks extremely similar to the GBP USD trade that we actually took. But like I said, we're already pretty much out of time. I only want to do this calls for about an hour. And like I said, that'll just be something we could talk about tomorrow. What was this? Euro USD. What the hell? How did I miss this? When did this happen? This happened yesterday? What the fuck? Damn, I'm low-key tight. Y'all see this shit? What the fuck? Oh, I'm tight. Bruh, y'all see this shit? This is literally the same thing. Look at how the market works, right? This is basically the same thing that happened on GB. I don't know how. I woke up late. That's how I missed it. Bruh, this would have been another clean setup. Look at that shit. Oh, I'm tight. I got to get back on my shit, bro. I'm over here missing setups left and right. We could have been in two trades. We could have been in Euro USD and GBP USD. Look at this, right? What did it do? Hit the extremes like how I told y'all right here on the TDI. Broke above that yellow line. Let me actually put these side by side so y'all can see. Euro USD, GBP USD. Man, I'm just now seeing this shit. That shit make on the same time frame too. Now, obviously, this one was prettier because it just gave us a straight drop. This one ended up pulling back, but the concept is the same, right? Concept is basically the same. This one definitely looks smoother. Damn, that's wild. I did not see that until right now. And this happened in the right time of day. This happened at about 8 a.m. Yeah, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. type shit. So this would have been perfect. Hot damn. It's all good. You definitely ain't gonna be able to get every setup. That's one thing you gotta figure out too. You're not gonna be able to get every goddamn setup. Everybody misses a setup or two. It's a part of the game. But that shit, I should have seen that. Like I said, I woke up late. Cause I don't think I woke up till like 8 a.m. So by the time I woke up, it would already been too late. That's cool. I lost my train of thought while looking through these trades. Hold on, let me finish scanning the market. Then we go get off. That is wild. I did not see that. What's this? Euro AD, Euro Chef, Euro GBP, GBP USD. I really hope it don't hit break even, but if it do, it is what it is. GBP NZD, GBP Chef. Yeah, it don't really look like we got any sexy opportunities right now, so we'll just be patient. The life of a trader, you just gotta wait. Man, Euro USD, why you pass me up like that, bro? That's cold-blooded, man. It's cold-blooded, man. What's this? NZD Chef? market is looking nice on the 30-minute. I ain't gonna lie, that 2-hour don't look bad. But I ain't gonna lie, this actually looks pretty good. If anything, I'll just mark this up after the call. I'm not gonna mark this up on the call. I'm gonna just do that and then come back and check it. Let me see if there's anything else. Is it a cat? SC chef. SC cat. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. So I appreciate everybody for being on the call as usual. I will be back tomorrow, same time, 1 a.m. Central, 2 a.m. Eastern. Hopefully y'all learned something tonight. Next time, bring a friend. You know what I'm saying? Bring your mama, bring your sister, bring your ex, bring your baby daddy, bring your baby mama. I don't give a damn who you bring. Show up to class with somebody, you know what I'm saying? Don't keep the information to yourself. The Zoom call is available to anybody and everybody. So with that being said, I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a blessed night. Don't do anything in the market that I wouldn't do. And I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.